Hi, this is Joe at Pecan Lane. Today is October 31st, 2025, and this video is a bit for posterity's sake for myself. In the future, if I'm sometimes what I do is I'll look back at videos to determine good timing of things that my memory, I might not remember key features of pecans and pecan season. So this is one of my younger Pawnee trees, and I've shaken this the other day, and we can see some husks on the trees. Most of them release their nuts. There are a few stragglers, but like that one there, the bulk of the nuts all were dropped with the shaking. There's a couple left over that have dropped since. On my older and more mature trees in the back, I'm getting to a point where I might be able to shake them again. I'd say that 80% of the crop dropped with my shaking a week or a little bit longer ago. And we see that a few more nuts have dropped. So this Pawnee tree in points further south, South Carolina, Georgia, folks were shaking these before I was. Some people might shake them when the husks are just barely open, and they'll come down fairly green, needing to dry out more before optimal timing for harvest. Like some of the nuts I bought in South Carolina were reported to be a 6% moisture due to the relative recency of harvest. And so I've let them sit out for a bit before really pushing them for customers. So the Pawnee harvest, as we transition from October to November, is mostly done. The nuts have had time to dry out, and we're in the process of cleaning up and cracking ours. Now, for a bulk of my orchard, I've got, in this area here, I've got a row here. That's Kanza, Pawnee, and 3 rows that are intended to be Kanza, and then other rows beyond are not yet grafted. So these Kanza trees, this is a larger example of it. They're supposed to be fairly early, and this is the purpose of making this video, is as I look at this tree, and I've got people that are starting to get antsy about nuts. We look at this, and so we've got a good shuck split. I could probably shake this tree and run this through a cleaner and get a very green nut. What I think happens is I like for this to dry out naturally though. And I want that nut to look more like this, and perhaps even like these. That's kind of how I want a nut to look before I shake. Now, I'm a small guy. I don't know what the right timing is, but I want that nut to just really want to come out of there, be really dry. And so the Kanza is not a nut that is really going to be ready for November sales. We are getting some colder nights, and this tree will give up the nuts better. There are some that are falling to the ground, so I'm walking and picking. So there is a little bit, but the bulk of the nuts are still in the tree. So Pawnee nuts are the earliest. beginning of November might be appropriate time to expect them. It's certainly when we told customers we were going to open up. And the Kanza nut is later. And we're still waiting for a hard freeze. And then I think that these trees will start giving up their nuts a lot easier.